Alright guys, sa mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat, may reaction video po tayo ngayon dito kay Rob Trip. House panel resume hearing on utilization of OVP DepEd. Ito ay confidential funds. Alright, intro muna tayo guys. Alright guys, ayan, the House Committee of Good Governance and Public Accountability resume on this Monday, December 9, its hearing on the utilization of the confidential funds of Office of the Vice President, OVP, and Department of Education, or DepEd, during Vice President Sara Duterte's stink. Ayan, panoorin po natin. The further ado, let's do watch dito sa
Everyone to please stand up for the invocation to be led by the Honorable Romeo Acau.
Alright.
Please stand and let's put ourselves in the presence of our good Lord. In the name of the Father. Na busisiin ang panukalang budget ng ehekutibo at ang paggastos ng mga nakaraang pinagkatiwalaang pondo ng bayan. Hindi pera ng pangalawang Pangulo, ang Office of the Vice President budget para sa taong 2022, 2023, 2024 at 2025. Pondo ng bayan yan. Kaya mayroong budget hearings ay para malaman ng madlang people kung paano ginagastos ng mga opisina ng gobyerno ang pondo ng bayan na pinagkatiwala sa kanila. Ito po ay ayon kay Honorable Roland Valeriano. Nagsimula nga po ang hearings natin sa pagbusisi sa paggamit ng mga nakaraang budget ng mga opisinang pinamumunuan ng Office of the Vice President. Ang pinakamalaking parte ng pondo sa socio-economic program na umaabot ng humigit kumulang 2.2 billion pesos for 2023 at 1.75 billion for fiscal year 2024, pero hindi po malinaw ang mga benepisaryo. Ayon po sa Office of the Vice President, ang mga components ng programang ito ay ang mga sumusunod: libreng sakay, pagbabago campaign, OVP food trucks, livelihood programs like Magnegosyo Taday and Peace 911, medical assistance, burial assistance, and public assistance. May listahan silang binibigay sa COA ukol sa mga benepisaryo ng mga programang ito. Pero kapansin-pansin po sa mga accomplishment reports o ARs na sinubmit nila para sa confidential funds na may tila hiwalay pa na pamimigay ng medical and food aid na kinukuha raw sa confidential funds. Halimbawa, noong February 6 to March 29, 2023, halagang 42 million in medical and food aid was given using confidential funds, while another 40 million noong April 25 to June 30, 2023 ang pinamigay kuno gamit ang confidential funds na hindi dumadaan sa regular na proseso ng procurement at aid distribution. Kinalaunan, ating natuklasan ang nakababahalang paglustay ng confidential funds ng Office of the Vice President at pati na rin ang Department of Education. Nakita natin na nababalot ng secrecy and lack of transparency ang paghawak ng Office of the Vice President at ng Department of Education noong sekretarya pa nito si Vice President Sara Duterte. Ang confidential funds na inilagak sa kanila noong taong 2022 at 2023 for OVP at 2023 for Department of Education. May mga resource persons tayo noon na hindi sumisipot o sinasabing wala silang personal involvement o participation. Mayroon ding ayaw naman mag-take ng oath upang magsasabi ng pawang katotohanan lamang sa komite na ito. Hindi exaggeration na sabihin na tayo ay dumaan sa butas ng karayom at napakadaming roadblocks para umabot tayo sa puntong ito. Ngunit unti-unti, sa pamamagitan ng ating masusi at porsigidong pagtatanong at sa paghahanap ng facts at ebidensya, ay ating natanggal ang secrecy na nagkukubli at nagtatago sa katotohanan sa kung ano ba talaga ang nangyari at kung saan o kanino napunta ang pondo ng bayan. Ito po ang money trail ng confidential funds ng OVP at DepEd. Based on the testimonies of Special Disbursing Officers, Madam Gina F. Acosta ng OVP at ni Ginoong Edward Fajarda ng DepEd, the money trail of the confidential funds for both agencies looked exactly the same. First, after finishing all internal financial processes and documentations and securing all required signatories in the disbursement vouchers, including Vice President Sara Duterte herself, the SDOs received the land bank checks representing the confidential funds for each quarter. Malalaking halaga po ang mga ito. Sa OVP pa lang, nakakuha sila ng 125 million bawat quarter simula noong 4th quarter of 2022 hanggang 3rd quarter of 2023. Sa DepEd naman, 37.5 million kada quarter for 3 quarters or a total of 112.5 million. Sumatotal, 612.5 million po lahat. The SDOs themselves are the payees in these quarterly checks. The next step was for the SDOs to encash the confidential funds checks. Sabi po ni SDO Edward Farda, pina-encash po niya ang bawat isa nung tatlong 37.5 million checks sa Land Bank Dex branch, cold cash. Nilalagay sa 2 duffel bags at isang backpack ang cash. May kasama raw siya noong 3 beses na yon, nakilala niya lamang bilang Alan. Matapos mag-encash, dinala niya ang cash sa kanyang opisina sa DepEd. Sabi naman ni SDO Gina Acosta, para sa OVP confidential funds worth 125 million per quarter, pinapa-encash niya ang bawat cheque sa Land Bank Shaw Boulevard branch. Kasama niya si Assistant Chief of Staff Lemuel Ortonio at 2 ng driver sa pagpapa-encash ng bawat cheque. 4 na beses, nilalagay raw nila ang 125 million cash sa 4 na duffel bags. Pareho, sinabi ni Acosta at Ortonio na mula sa Land Bank ay pumunta na sila sa opisina ni Madam Gina Acosta sa Office of the Vice President. As if it was all planned and orchestrated or part of a common design, both SDO Acosta and Farda said that the Vice President directly instructed them to hand over the cash representing the confidential funds to certain security officers. For DepEd, may itinalaga raw si Colonel Raymond Lachica, ang head ng Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group, ng isang security officer na nagngangalang Colonel Dennis Nolasco, kung saan weekly nagbibigay ng pondo si SDO Farda, amount 4 to 6 million per week. For the Office of the Vice President, si Colonel Lachica raw mismo ang security officer na buong pinag-aabutan ni SDO Acosta ng 125 million every quarter.
So kaya yan sila naghahatid ng pera every quarter.
Matapos di umano ibigay ng mga SDOs ang pera sa mga security officers na sina Colonel Nolasco at Colonel Lachica, wala na raw silang partisipasyon sa actual disbursement ng confidential funds. Wala silang ibang basehan sa kung anong nangyari sa pondo, kundi sa pamamagitan ng mga accomplishment reports na kailangang ihanda at isumite para sa liquidation ng confidential funds. Malinaw po sa kwento ng mga SDOs na hindi sila ang nag-disburse o nagbayad ng payments to the informants and other supposed payees ng confidential funds. Naturalmente, hindi rin sila ang gumagawa ng accomplishment reports kasi wala silang kaalaman kung papaano nagasta ang pera ng bayan. Ito po ang parehong sinabi sa hearing ni na SDO Acosta at SDO Farda. Sabi, wala po akong alam sa pag-implement po ng confidential activities dahil po hindi ko po iyan in line sa aking pinag-aralan. Your Honor, hindi po kasi ako ang expert diyan. Si Colonel Nolasco po, siya po kasi ang gumawa niyan. Ito po yung mga sagot ng ating mga resource persons noong mga hearing. It is also being made to appear that the acknowledgement receipts or the documentary evidence of payments, o tawag natin ay DEPS, supposedly also came from these security officers. Hindi po malinaw para sa akin ang kwento nila kung kailan inaabot sa kanila ng security officers ang acknowledgement receipts. Pero ang malinaw po sa mga AOMs ng COA na hindi sinubmit ang mga acknowledgement receipts kasabay ng kanilang mga liquidation reports. Mukhang parating na lang afterthought ang pag-submit ng acknowledgement receipts sa COA. Ito ay sinubmit kasabay ng mga letter response na pirmado ni Atty. Poa para sa DepEd at para sa OVP ni Attorney Lopez and Ginoong Ontorio. Sila nag-submit ng acknowledgement receipts sa COA. Isa pong obserbasyon sa mga revelations na ito ng mga SDOs at mga ibang opisyal at dating opisyal ng DepEd at OVP. Tila ba sinasaya tayong nililito, nililigaw at pinapagulo ang narrative sa kung ano ba talaga ang nangyari sa OVP at DepEd confidential funds. Kung inyong matatandaan, nung una ay sinabi nilang tanging ang mga SDOs lamang ang may kaalaman sa disbursement ng confidential funds. Ngunit nang magpakita na ang mga SDOs sa committee hearings at tinanong sila, wala din daw silang alam sa mga detalye patungkol dito sa mga confidential funds. Lahat po sila ay nagtuturuan. Pero sino nga ba ang pumirma sa mga accomplishment report at certification? Ang mga SDOs at si Vice President Sara Duterte. Kung totoo ang sinabi ni na SDO Acosta at Fajarda, malinaw na ito'y paglabag sa Joint Circular 2015-01 o ang guidelines sa paggamit at pag-audit ng confidential at intelligence funds na tila ginamit lamang sila bilang middlemen o pass-through ng pondo. Nananatiling misteryoso at tago kung saan talaga napunta ang confidential funds. Isang butas sa guidelines na dapat tugunan sa pamamagitan ng batas. Mula sa Davao City na lumaki noong siya ay mayor hanggang sa mas malalaking pondo ng mapas sa kamay niya bilang Vice President at DepEd Secretary, nakakapagtaka rin ang obsession ni Vice President Sara sa confidential funds. Marahil ito'y dahil sa kalakip ng opacity at antas ng secrecy sa pag-disburse ng mga confidential funds na tila nagiging daan upang ito'y abusuhin ng walang accountability. At pagbaliwala sa mga alituntuning ito ay isang paglapastangan sa tiwala ng publiko at sa prinsipyo ng pananagutan na dapat sinusunod ng bawat institusyon ng pamahalaan, lalong-lalo na sa opisina ng pangalawang Pangulo. Let me remind the public of what is at stake here. It would constitute graft and corruption if public funds are misused or misappropriated, or worse, if funds are diverted to personal use or benefit. And given the amount we are talking about here, this may be under the crime of plunder. We leave it to the investigative bodies of the government to investigate the crimes committed here. Meanwhile, our task now is to legislate measures that will leave no room for pilferage of public funds. Maraming salamat po. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Acop. Next, the Chair would like to recognize the Honorable Rog Gutierrez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Just taking off from where Congressman Acop started. But before that, I would like to start by saying that this has been one of the most fruitful committee hearings that I've had the pleasure of joining. Throughout the course of 7 hearings, we have brought detail to some long-held suspicions, the confidential funds of the OVP and DepEd that had been abused or malversed or maybe even taken. By abused, I mean that the relevant officers of the OVP and the DepEd took advantage of gaps in and in fact violated Joint Circular 2015-001. Mahirap po na problema ito. Pera po ng taong bayan ang pinag-uusapan dito, and unless we are aware of these gaps and violations, the legal regime cannot and will not change for the better. Today, I'd like to go through some of these violations as mentioned by Congressman Acop. The SDO has the sole mandate to disburse the CF, the confidential funds, and to prepare and submit the liquidation reports of cash advances with the relevant supporting documentation as prescribed under the Joint Circular. Siya lamang. On the other hand, a security officer is a personnel who has been officially designated as such to have access to security information. Klaro po ang kanilang mga responsibilidad. Ang SDO po ang sa disbursement o ang sa pagbibigay ng pera. Ang SO naman, yung security officer naman, ay binibigyan lamang ng access sa impormasyon. To elaborate, and para po sa kaalaman ng lahat, under the Joint Circular, the SDO is personally tasked with the disbursement and liquidation of confidential funds. Ang SDO ang tagabigay ng pera, siya lang under the Joint Circular. Natural lang po ito dahil ang SDO ang isa sa mga accountable officers, or those public officers personally accountable when something goes wrong with respect to the utilization or disbursement of these confidential funds. And this is precisely the reason why kinakailangan may fidelity bond ang SDO. The fidelity bond is there so that if anything happens to the funds while it is in the custody of the SDO, sigurado na may maibabalik pa rin na pondo to the government through the bond and for the security of the taxpayers. Yung head of agency is also personally tasked to oversee the agency-wide use and disposition of confidential funds. Siya rin ang nag-a-appoint ng SDO. Because of the functions that burden the head of agency is also an accountable officer. Sa makatuwid, yung SDO po yung inaatasan ng batas natin na humawak at siguraduhin mapunta ang confidential funds sa naaayon na confidential expenses allowed under the Joint Circular. Hindi niya pwedeng i-delegate ang custody ng confidential funds dahil siya ang mananagot rito. Hindi niya pwedeng iutos sa iba. Hindi pwedeng ibigay sa security officer. In the case of SDO Edward Fajardo of the DepEd, while he has admitted to having encashed the 3 checks amounting to 37.5 million pesos each, he has also claimed that he did not know or had no way of knowing how the funds were to be utilized after handing them over to the designated security officer. Mr. Fajardo stated that since it was Colonel Nolasco who is the expert in confidential operations, it was Colonel Nolasco who supposedly made the disbursements of the confidential funds in different localities. It begs the question, sino po ba ang totoong special disbursing officer? Kung ang nag-iisang taong pinag-disperse ng SDO ay si Colonel Nolasco, kung pagka-encash ng cheque ay agara naman itong inaabot sa security officer. Whatever happened to Mr. Fajardo being an accountable officer under the Joint Circular kung wala siyang slightest idea kung saan napupunta o kanino ibinibigay ang confidential funds? Is his role in this entire process simply ministerial? We beg to disagree. Mr. Fajardo is not just a simple bagman that would withdraw the funds and turn over to the security officer. His role, as material as it is, carries with it discretion. Discretion to ensure the accuracy of the data in the liquidation reports and to be accountable for the disbursements from the cash advances of confidential funds. But Mr. Fajardo admitted that he merely relied on the documents evidencing payments submitted by the security officer. His failure to exercise the standard care and diligence required of and inherent in his function is the height of irresponsibility and is in clear violation of his mandate under the Joint Circular. At bakit po nangyari ito? Dahil ito raw ang sabi ng head of agency ng DepEd doon na si VP Sara na ibigay ang pera sa security officer. Same case po tayo with SDO Gina Acosta of the OVP. Ms. Acosta also admitted that the utilization and payment of the confidential funds involves her handing over the money to a security officer per the instruction of no less than head of the agency, Vice President Duterte. SDO Acosta also supposedly never knew where the security officer took or expended the confidential funds. She has only testified on the basis of the information supposedly fed to her, without certainty as to who are the actual recipients or payees of the confidential funds, whether they are even actual persons. In the past hearings, it has always been made to appear that Ms. Acosta for OVP and Mr. Fajardo for DepEd would have the most knowledge as the SDOs of the confidential funds. And we have always been made to believe that it would be the two of them who would be able to shed light on the discrepancies flagged by the COA and the other erroneous and false matters po na discover po namin through these hearings. Unfortunately, the SDOs themselves violated their own accountability, their own certifications in the liquidation report, with them disclaiming knowledge kung saan or kanino ba talaga pumunta ang bawat sentimo ng confidential funds. They violated a particular responsibility under item 4.15.1 of the Joint Circular, where they are supposed to certify at least two things: na sila ang accountable for the disbursements of confidential funds and that the expenses were incurred in connection with the agency's confidential activities. How can they faithfully attest to these kung binibigay lang din naman nila yung confidential funds sa ibang tao or empleyado? Basta mangako din sa kanya yung empleyado, halimbawa, nagagamitin yung pera pambayad sa informer or pang-conduct ng surveillance activities. Now let's move on to another reeling discovery na atin din pong na-uncover throughout the hearings. And this is with respect to the certifications issued by officers of the AFP, submitted by the DepEd to the COA in support of the DepEd's utilization of confidential funds for payment of rewards to informers. Matatandaang mahigit 15 million pesos of the confidential funds spending of the DepEd went to payment of reward to informers. This expense item has been flagged by the COA in view of the DepEd's failure to provide sufficient supporting documentation on the success of the agency's own information gathering and surveillance activities. Para po ipaalala sa nakakarami, under the Joint Circular, one of the conditions that must be met in order for an agency or office to use confidential funds to pay rewards to informers is supporting documentation evidencing the success of the information gathering and or surveillance activities on account of the information provided by the informer. Based on the respective accomplishment reports and the acknowledgement receipts submitted by the OVP and the DepEd, the total amounts utilized for the payment of reward to informers is 96,980,000 pesos for the OVP, covering the period from the fourth quarter of 2022 until the third quarter of 2023, and 21,921,000 pesos for DepEd from the first to third quarters of 2023. This is a total of 118,901,000 pesos. Napakarami po sanang classroom, tuition, sweldo ng guro, at iba pa ang pwedeng paggamitan nito. I stress also that this amount of money is just for supposed payment of rewards. It does not include all other things for which confidential funds were spent for. When inquired about the certifications which the DepEd submitted to the COA, former Undersecretary and Chief of Staff of the Office of the Secretary of DepEd, Mr. Michael Poa, admitted to having asked retired Major General Nolasco Mimpin to secure said certifications from the AFP as a means to justify the use of confidential funds, despite DepEd not being directly involved in AFP-led activities. This was confirmed by former Education Undersecretary Major General Mimpin, who stated on record that the DepEd has not released any single centavo to the conduct of youth leadership summits. The AFP officers themselves admitted that they did not receive any funding from the DepEd. The summits were actually funded by the budget of the Philippine Army and from funds of participating local government units, as confirmed by Colonel Boransing. Lieutenant Colonel Panopio also supported Colonel Boransing's statements that they were not aware that certifications issued by them would be used to justify the DepEd's confidential fund spending for informants. We eventually came to know that these certifications issued by Army Civil Military Operations Staff Officers Colonel Boransing, Lieutenant Colonel Sangdaan Jr., and Colonel Magtanggol Panopio for the youth leadership summits and information education campaigns in 2023 only showed that the fact that these events were successfully conducted at the different barangays in their areas of responsibility. This is yet another clear derogation of the joint circular. DepEd misleadingly made it appear that the agency used confidential funds for youth training programs, when in truth it was the AFP and the LGUs which actually shouldered the expenses from their respective confidential fund allocations. There was never any correlation between DepEd's supposed surveillance or information gathering activities with the AFP's successful conduct of its summits and campaigns in partnership with the LGUs. The DepEd took advantage of the AFP, rode in the coattails of the AFP, and misled the AFP into issuing certifications for a project that is not the DepEd's to begin with. And who could forget the many anomalies we were able to uncover with respect to the acknowledgement receipts or documents evidencing payment submitted by the DepEd and the OVP to the COA. With the select few that we were able to highlight throughout the hearings, ay marami po talagang lumutang na discrepancies na ni dapat ipasawalang bahala. We were able to trace the disbursements by counter-checking the dates indicated in the ARs, and we came to know through this hearing that DepEd SDO was able to complete a job that we believe is humanly impossible. An examination of the acknowledgement receipts submitted by the DepEd for the first quarter of 2023 revealed that Mr. Fajarda made disbursements for 38 consecutive days, and for 35 out of those 38 days, payouts were made to at least 10 to 26 people per day and for various purposes. For example, reward payment, incentives, supplies, rentals, traveling expenses, etc. This is something that could not be easily missed because the acknowledgement receipts, at least for the DepEd, have fields where the payees indicate the date they received the payment and their own addresses or location. We will recall that on February 21, 2023, or the very next day after SDO Fajarda encashed a 37.5 million peso check with the Land Bank, the SDO made 7 disbursements already in 7 different locations, as evidenced by the acknowledgement receipts recorded for that date. Hindi kapani-paniwala for one person designated as the SDO to have made disbursements in Malolos, Bulacan, Danao, Cebu, San Francisco, Agusan del Sur, Makati City, Negros Occidental, Negros Oriental, and Davao City all in one day. Worse, we found other examples of DepEd acknowledgement receipts of the same date, but varied widely in terms of the localities where the payments were made. Plotting these on the Philippine map, within a single day on March 15, 2023, there were 26 disbursements which were made across 24 localities from Batanes to Davao del Sur, with total confidential expenses amounting to 1,870,000 pesos. On the 9th of March 2023, the DepEd, supposedly through its SDO, was able to make 20 disbursements over 18 localities all over the Philippines, with disbursements of confidential funds amounting to more than 1,400,000 pesos. And lastly, on February 25, 2023, there were 21 disbursements across 18 localities all over the country amounting to almost 1,400,000 pesos. All 3 examples reinforce our point that no amount of imagination can make us believe that these disbursements were made to these people at these locations and at these dates. It is physically impossible. Even assuming that the DepEd has its satellite offices and field personnel all over the country, we should always go back to the joint circular as our Bible. The function of disbursing and of being accountable for the cash advances of the confidential funds is lodged with the SDO and the SDO alone. Delegating this function to any other officer or employee would run counter to the express guidelines of the joint circular and the safeguards that it entails. Unsurprisingly, the same discrepancies have been observed in the OVP acknowledgement receipts, particularly for the payouts and disbursements for the 4th quarter of 2022. For everyone's recollection, this period refers to the 11 days when the OVP was able to use up 125 million pesos worth of confidential funds, and markedly, there were at least 3 days out of those 11 days that the payouts reached 100 recipients. For instance, noon pong December 23, 2022, based on the records and the AR submitted by the OVP to the COA, SDO Gina Acosta was able to disburse more than 15 million pesos to 103 distinct individuals for various purposes. Tila po ba naka-hyperdrive na ang naging pag-disburse ni SDO Acosta para siguruhing ma-expand ang allocated confidential funds sa OVP sa mga nalalabing araw ng 2022. Notably, the following day or Christmas Eve of 2022, these disbursements continued based on the 40 acknowledgement receipts from the OVP on this date. It spent a total of 5,429,000 pesos on supposed confidential activities. Grabe talaga itong OVP non-stop kahit magpapasko na. Whoever disbursed more than 5 billion pesos truly embodied the spirit of generosity during the holidays. If it was actually true, this amount was disbursed for confidential expenses. Lastly, we found acknowledgement receipts that the OVP reported and submitted for the fourth quarter of 2022, but bear dates outside the period for which they are intended to be used as proof. Na-observe po namin how the OVP fourth quarter acknowledgement receipts were dated December 2023, when they have been supposedly paid out to and received by the recipients in 2022. Understandably, a person can instinctively write the past year in documents when welcoming a new year. But we find it very eccentric po, kasi for a person writing a date in 2022 and mistakenly indicating the immediately succeeding year, 2023, wala po yata ibang reason dito, except that the acknowledgement receipts were indeed executed in 2023 and not in 2022, contrary to what the OVP is trying to establish. Sa dami po nang na-discover natin in the past hearings na sinubaybayan po ng publiko, we uncovered irregularities and deficiencies in the disbursements and reporting of the confidential funds allocated to the OVP and to the DepEd. This has been an extremely insightful exercise of our mandate, as we were able to examine the sufficiency of our current legislation and how this current legislation safeguards us from potential misuse and abuse of public funds, as well as the potential malfeasance, misfeasance, and nonfeasance in the office by officers and employees of the government. Our task does not end here. It is now our duty to craft legislation that will protect the public coffers and ensure that they are not used and abused by public servants for their personal agenda. With that, Mr. Chair, I conclude my part of the hearing. Thank you both.
Thank you, Congressman Gutierrez. Next is Congressman Zia Alonto Adjong.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Mr. Chairman and fellow members of this honorable committee, to my fellow Filipinos who are watching right now, what we have witnessed in the past 7 hearings before this Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability of the House of Representatives has left us with more questions than answers. Ang mga tanong po natin dito, hindi nakukuha ang kakulang sagot. Bagkus, nanganganak pa ng maraming tanong. But one thing, Mr. Chairman, is extremely clear to this representation. Tayo po ay na-scam sa pamamagitan ng libu-libong acknowledgement receipts na basta-basta lamang dinoktor o gawa-gawa lamang. Mr. Chair, almost 5,000 acknowledgement receipts of dubious origin, kapalit ang 612.5 million pesos na confidential funds na basta-basta lang naglaho mula sa kaban ng bayan sa ilalim ng pamumuno ng ating Vice Presidente. Mr. Chair, 612,500,000 pesos o mahigit kalahating bilyon. Mr. Chair, ito po ang pondo ng bayan na nawala o hindi ma-explain mula lamang December 2022 hanggang September 2023. 9 na buwan lamang po, Mr. Chairman. Sa ganitong halaga, halos budget na po ng isang buong ahensya para sa isang buong taon ang pinag-uusapan po dito. Pinaglaruan po tayo? Niloko ho ba tayo? O pinaglaruan po ang publiko pagdating sa kanilang pondo? Mr. Chairman, sa item 4.12 ng Joint Circular, ang requirement po sa government agencies na nagdi-disperse ng confidential funds is to submit documentary evidence of payment upon the liquidation at the end of the period for which it was allocated. These documents, Mr. Chairman, are to be submitted to the Intelligence and Confidential Fund Audit Unit of the Commission of Audit, who shall then audit these documents. In fact, upon the submission of the liquidation report to ICFAO, a certification signed by the head of agency and its Special Disbursement Officer, or SDO, stating that the expenses were incurred in connection with the agency's confidential expenses and activities with supporting documents and documentary evidence of payment is needed, Mr. Chairman. As the name suggests, ebidensya, is supposed to prove a fact that the confidential funds were utilized for confidential expenses. Ang hindi dapat basta-basta lang ibinubulsa at hindi dapat lang, Mr. Chairman, dapat lang binubulsa o napupunta lang sa kung ano-anong gastusin. Mr. Chair, from among these documents, this committee discovered that the confidential funds which should be utilized by civilian agencies for security and surveillance activities, was just handed over to two members of the Vice President's security team upon the instruction of the VP herself. Sinabi po ito ng kanyang special disbursement officers na si Ms. Gina Acosta at Mr. Fajarda. Those funds, Mr. Chair, were never to be seen again. And according to the SDOs, these same two members of our security group supposedly just provided them with the acknowledgement receipts to be submitted to COA. Ibig sabihin po nito, Mr. Chair, para po mag-comply sa requirement na nag-submit ng documentary evidence of payment, ang binigay ng OVP at DepEd ay acknowledgement receipts lamang. But in the course of investigating the OVP and DepEd submissions to the COA, these acknowledgement receipts, which were supposedly submitted to prove that it actually utilized confidential funds for the purpose stated in its fiscal and financial plan, Mr. Chair, we uncovered a number of anomalies. Sabi ko nga po, ang tanong, nanganganak ng mas maraming tanong. Mukhang ang mga supposed evidence or proof of the use of these confidential funds ay bogus or gawa-gawa lamang. Fake no, ang tawag po sa English. These discoveries led us to the conclusion that something was really amiss, Mr. Chair. May mali na ang pagkakamali na ito ay humahantong po, Mr. Chairman, sa katiwalian. Under Joint Circular 2015-001, it states that confidential funds must be utilized during the period of the particular project. This was confirmed by a resource person, Atty. Guimora, who said during the November 20, 2024 hearing before this committee that she agreed that in relation to the submitted acknowledgement receipts for OVP's confidential funds in December 2022, these do not conform with the period that was covered by the confidential funds. Ito po yung kasagutan niya nung tinanong po siya ng ating kasamahan po dito, si Congressman Jill Bungalon. In the submitted acknowledgement receipts of the OVP to the COA, which as previously mentioned, it was supposedly a proof of its utilization of confidential funds from December 21 to December 31, 2022. And yet, we found numerous receipts which were dated outside of the period. Ibig sabihin, may mga resibo po tayo dyan na hindi po within the prescribed o tinalagang dates kung saan nagkaroon po ng utilization ng confidential funds. Mr. Chairman, yung confidential funds na dinisburse po ng December 21 to December 31 of 2022 ay mayroon din pong resibo tayong natanggap na dated, na bago pa man ito, Mr. Chair, may mga acknowledgement receipts po tayo na natanggap na ito ay ginasta bago pa man ng December 21, 2022 at mga ibang acknowledgement receipts na nagasta ng December 2023. Ang tanong ko po, Mr. Chairman, sa atin, paano naman ito mangyayari, Mr. Chair? Hindi rin po pwedeng sabihin na para sa ibang confidential funds ito na napasama lang. Because neither the OVP nor the Department of Education had any confidential funds prior to 21 December 2023, nor for December 2023. Wala naman po na confidential funds na binibigay or accordingly gagamitin or gagastahin nung prior, bago na December 21, 2023, at wala naman pong confidential funds na allotted for December of 2023. What are shown on the screen, Mr. Chair, are not just the only ones we found, as based on our examination of the acknowledgement receipts. We also found, Mr. Chair, that more than 150 acknowledgement receipts representing payments which amounted to more than 24 million pesos. Mahirap pong paniwalaan, Mr. Chair, na typographical errors ito o nagkamali lang po sa PETSA. Masyado naman pong marami siguro itong mga typographical errors na ito because it amounts to 150 acknowledgement receipts. Further, in my experience, Mr. Chair, lahat naman tayo nagkakamali. Human error ang tawag po natin. Human error as to the writing of the dates would typically be that of the previous year and not of the succeeding year. Ibig sabihin, Mr. Chair, lahat naman tayo nagkakamali, lalo lang na pag mga bagong taon. Minsan, hindi pa natin masyadong yung acclimatize tayo doon sa pumasok na taon. Ang minsan na susulat po natin ay yung mga nakaraang taon. Hindi po yung preceding year. Na-experience po natin yan as sa human error. Na nagkakamali po tayo bearing the earlier year than the preceding year. Ibig sabihin po, Mr. Chair, hindi yung darating na taon ang may susulat po natin sa mga dokumentong pinipirmahan natin. In fact, Mr. Chair, in the OVP's response to the Audit Observation Memo number 2013-211 and 2013-213, dated 19 October 2023, in which the OVP attached the aforementioned acknowledgement receipts for each December 2022 confidential. Na-mention ko po sa inyo earlier, and this was also presented in the previous hearings. Mr. Cocoy Villamin, who happens to receive confidential funds from both the OVP and the DepEd. Kung maalala niyo po, Mr. Chair, si Mr. Cocoy Villamin ay ang isa sa mga unang napansin ng committee ito marahil sa kanyang kakaibang pangalan at sa magkaiba-ibang kanyang mga pirma. Napanood din po natin, Mr. Chair, at napanood ng committee ito ang interview kay PSA Assistant National Statistician Marisa Grande na tinitingnan nila ang pangalan niya sa kanilang records at isiniwalat niya na wala silang makitang records pertaining to Mr. Cocoy Villamin. This was brought about by the request of Congresswoman Jinky Luistro na para po ma-confirm natin na may talagang tao nito, we need to seek the assistance of PSA and NBI. Pero according to kanila, wala po silang records na may tao pong Mr. Cocoy Villamin. According kay PSA na Assistant National Statistician na Marisa Grande, be brushed aside only on the basis of supposed confidentiality. Ganun po eh. So we are actually weakening not only COA, but even this committee, the inherent right of this committee to exercise its oversight function. Para lang ho, Mr. Chair, to me, para lang ho itong biro-biro lamang lang. So I think those are the things that we need to consider and probably to propose a bill that would really secure the identity of the informants and as well as to prove that those informants really do receive the payments. Ilan lang po, Mr. Chairman, ito sa mga anomalyang napansin natin sa ating pag-imbestiga, sa mga documentary evidences of payment na isinumite ng Office of the Vice President at ang Department of Education para di umano'y magpapatunay sa paggamit ng confidential expenses nito. Sa aking mga kababayan, to my fellow Filipinos, I would wish that this committee's inquiry in aid of legislation with regard to the issues on confidential funds surrounding OVP and DepEd was understood. Pinapanalangin ko po, Mr. Chair, na maintindihan ito ang trabaho po natin at ginagawa po natin dito sa committee nito. Pinapanalangin ko na maintindihan ito ng ating mga kababayan.
Na depende sa circumstansya. Next slide, please. Ang liable po for this crime is if alam ng isang tao na ang document ay falsified at ito ay ginamit pa rin niya. Ano ba ang mga elemento nito? Una, the offender knew that a document was falsified by another person. Pangalawa, the false document is embraced in Article 171 or in any of subdivisions numbers 1 and 2 of Article 172. Pangatlo, he used such document not in judicial proceedings. And pang-apat, the use of the false document caused damage to another or at least it was used with intent to cause such damage. Next slide, please. Ito po ang mga elemento of use of falsified documents. Ang importante dito is the use of the document. Clearly po, ginamit po yung affidavit or rather yung falsified acknowledgement receipts. They were used to justify the liquidation for hundreds of millions of confidential funds. Ito po yung mga sample na mga dokumento na pinakikita natin ngayon. Naalala po natin ang mga liquidation reports ng ARs na paulit-ulit natin pinakita sa mga hearings dito ng mga signature nila SDO Acosta, SDO Paharda ay nag-certify na ang confidential funds ay napunta sa confidential expenses. Ngunit ang totoo po na pag-alaman natin, ito ay confirm nila SDO Acosta at SDO Paharda mismo na hindi nila alam kung saan napunta ang confidential funds. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman Johnny Pimentel. The next to present is Congresswoman Jinky Luistro.
Public officers. Simply stated, Mr. Chair, sa confidential funds which were received both by DepEd and OVP. For OVP, Mr. Chair, for clarity, we have 125 million, that is last quarter of 2022, and then 125 million for the first, second, third quarters of 2023, total of 375. So 2022, which is 125, and 2023, which is 375, that is 500 million in total confidential funds utilized by the Office of the Vice President, Mr. Chair. For DepEd, Mr. Chair, I understand that this were utilized during the first 3 quarters of 2023, 37,500,000 each for the first, second, and third quarter of 2023, which totaled to 112 million pesos confidential fund utilized by the Department of Education. In total, Mr. Chair, ang kabuang halaga po na ating naimbestigahan pertaining to the utilization of confidential fund is 612,500,000 pesos. Napakalaki at nakakalula. And to be very candid, Mr. Chair, ilang bata na sana ang ating napakain. Ilang bata na sana ang ating napaaral. At ilang pamilya
totoo at mga inimbentong pangalan. Para sa representasyon ng kabataan, Mr. Chair, tayo isang malaking question mark, malaking red flag talaga na kinailangan gumawa ng mga pekeng pangalan sa mga acknowledgement receipts. Kasi in the first place, Mr. Chair, itong mga supporting documents, yung mga resibo or yung mga documentary evidence in relation to the use of confidential and intelligence funds.
Po ba? So, parehong sinabi nila na mukhang sila no natapos na sa kanila yung pondo, pero yung cheque, sila yung nakapirma, sila yung tumanggap, no? Pero ang nangyayari, Mr. Chair, kung titignan natin ang mga pangyayari, mukhang hanggang doon na lang yung mga opisyal ng AFP na naging security officer na pinagbigyan nito ay walang accountability dito. So, at binanggit nyo rin po, AFP na yung mag-iimbestiga. So, siguro dapat iba po yung pag-iimbestiga ng AFP sa pag-iimbestiga natin. Kasi we want to know the truth. Ano ba talaga yung nangyari dito sa pondo na to ng mamamayan? Kasi parang, I feel ko lang, Mr. Chair, parang hindi tayo pwedeng tumigil na ibinigay na lang yan dahil nga sa utos ni Vice Presidente. Remember, mga nakapirma doon, mga maliliit na opisyal, si Mr. Fajarda at si Acosta. Malamang-lamang, Mr. Chair, wag naman sana, no? Wag naman sanang mangyari. Baka sila pa yung mademanda dahil sila yung tumanggap ng cheque, sila yung nagpapalit. Pero baka maabswelto itong mga militar, itong mga security officer na tumanggap. Kasi dito lang natin makikita in transparency, no, yung ano ba talaga nangyari doon sa pondo. Bakit nagkaroon ng mga ganitong mga gawa-gawang pangalan o recipient ng mga rewards, ng mga investigan ang lahat ng mga ahensya dahil pangalawa, meron po kaming bill na ipinasa na i-abolish talaga itong confidential funds dahil lalong-lalo na sa mga government national government agency dahil ito nga no, ang hirap talagang masunod itong JC na to, Mr. Chair. Yun po no, siguro dapat maisaalang-alang din yung mga ipinasa namin na
ay pareho po yung kanilang sulat. Sunod po, at medyo malala po ito, Mr. Chair. Dalawa po itong mag-aakibat. Yung una po, may mga acknowledgement receipts po tayo na nakita na yung date po na nakalagay doon sa acknowledgement receipts ay petsa kung saan wala pang confidential funds na nare-release. Halimbawa po, ito pong nasa ating larawan na nasa ating harapan, ang nakalagay po na date ay November 27, 2022. Pero kung maaalala po natin, ang unang release po ng confidential funds ay nagsimula noong December 21, 2022. So paano po nagkaroon ng acknowledgement receipt para sa pera na hindi pa nare-release at na ipapamigay? Sa kabilang dako naman, Mr. Chair, sa susunod na pinapakita po nating mga larawan, meron ding mga acknowledgement receipts sa mga panahon na wala nang confidential funds na ipinapamigay.
And DepEd Secretary Sara Duterte, siya din po ang pumirma ng certification and accomplishment reports of DepEd attesting that the funds were used in accordance with the law. These certifications were made under oath, again, as said by Congresswoman Luistro, before a notary public notarized by a attorney, Rochelle Abel.
Congressman Pau Ortega, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As we all can see, all of these acts happened under Sara Duterte's watch during her term as the Vice President of the Philippines. Siya po ang nag-certify na tama ang liquidation. Ibig sabihin, tama po lahat ang isinumite nilang documentation. As the second highest ranking official of the government, the Vice President enjoys a high level of public trust and confidence. She took an oath to preserve and defend the Constitution and to execute laws of the country. She is accountable to the people and has the duty to serve them with the utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency.
Alright guys, ayan napakinggan at napanood po natin dito sa ating reaction video dito kay Rob Trip. Ay binusisi ang confidential funds para ma-impeach si Sara Duterte. Pinaniwalang ito ay aakyat sa Senado ang reklamong pag-impeachment kay Sara Duterte. Alright, maraming salamat sa panonood pakinig dito kay Rob Trip. And see us again sa ating the next one, sa ating reaction video dito sa House of Representative. Alright, thank you so much and God bless us all.